Have you ever noticed how some people seem completely unbothered, even when life throws all kinds of curveballs their way? It could be an argument with family, a rude stranger, or even dealing with the aches and limitations that sometimes come with age, and yet they stay calm, kind, and steady. They don't lash out, they don't complain. They don't let anyone else's bad mood ruin their day. You might wonder, how do they do that? Is it just their personality, or is it something anyone can learn? Well, the truth is, emotional strength isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. And no, it's never too late to become emotionally stronger. In fact, many people discover their greatest emotional power after 60, when they've had enough life experience to stop sweating the small stuff and start protecting their peace. So if you've ever felt like people try to pull you into their drama, if you've ever felt drained after being around certain family members or friends, or if you just want to feel more confident, calm, and in control of your own emotions, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 quiet but powerful habits of emotionally strong seniors, the kind who know how to stay grounded no matter what life, or people, throw their way. Let's begin with something that might surprise you. One of the biggest secrets emotionally strong people know is this: you don't owe anyone your energy. You see, when we're younger, we often feel like we have to show up for everyone. Always say yes. Always be polite, even if someone is rude. Always return every phone call, every favor, every last-minute request. But emotionally strong seniors have learned a better way. They've learned that saying no is not rude, it's respectful. Respectful to yourself. It means you're choosing peace over pressure. Picture this: your neighbor keeps dropping by uninvited, talking for hours, and you always listen because you don't want to seem unfriendly. But afterwards, you feel exhausted and frustrated. That's a red flag. When your body is tense and your mind is irritated, it's your emotional boundaries telling you, hey, something's not right. Emotionally strong seniors pay attention to that signal. They've learned how to gently but firmly say things like, I'd love to chat another time, but I need some quiet today, or can we schedule something next week instead? And they don't feel guilty about it. Because they know their energy is limited, and they protect it like gold. Now, protecting your energy isn't just about saying no to others, it's also about saying yes to yourself. Yes to rest. Yes to joy. Yes to taking a step back when you need it. You see, emotional strength isn't about being tough all the time. It's about knowing when to pause. When to take a breath. When to walk away, not out of weakness, but because you're choosing peace over chaos. And that brings us to another quiet superpower emotionally strong people have: they don't take things personally. Easier said than done, right? We've all had moments where someone says something snappy and it stings. Maybe a grown child says something insensitive. Maybe a friend forgets your birthday. Maybe someone treats you like you're old or incapable, and it makes you feel invisible. Those moments can hurt. But emotionally strong seniors have learned to pause and ask themselves, is this really about me, or is this about them? 9 times out of 10, it's about them. Their stress. Their mood. Their own inner chaos. And you don't have to carry it. One woman I know, let's call her Linda, told me how, when her daughter was going through a divorce, she suddenly became short-tempered and distant. At first, Linda was crushed. She thought she'd done something wrong. But then she realized this wasn't about her. It was about her daughter's pain. So instead of reacting, she gave her space, sent a kind message, and didn't take the distance personally. A few weeks later, her daughter came around and thanked her for being patient. That kind of strength takes practice. It means letting people be who they are, even when they're messy or hurtful, without letting them drag your emotions into the storm with them. It's like learning to be a tree in the wind. The wind may blow hard, but the roots stay firm. Of course, to stay grounded like that, you need a solid connection to yourself. And that's another key secret of emotionally strong seniors: they know who they are. After 60, you've likely worn many hats. Maybe you've been a parent, a partner, a worker, a caregiver. And sometimes, when those roles shift, when kids grow up, or careers end, or relationships change, you might wonder, who am I now? Emotionally strong seniors ask that question too, but they don't let it scare them. They explore it. They listen inward. They pay attention to what lights them up. Maybe it's gardening. Maybe it's reading historical novels. Maybe it's volunteering, painting, walking at sunrise, learning something new. Whatever it is, they make time for it, not to impress anyone, but simply because it fills them up. And when you spend more time doing what fills you up, you become far less affected by the people or situations that try to drain you. You stop trying to please everyone. You stop waiting for validation. You realize your value doesn't come from how many people approve of you. It comes from knowing, deep down, that your life matters. That your joy matters. So when someone tries to knock you off center, whether it's with a careless word, a cold shoulder, or even just their bad energy, you don't crumble. You don't get pulled into the drama. Because your roots are deep. You know what you need, what you stand for, and what brings you peace. And that kind of strength? It's quiet. It's calm. But it's powerful. It shows up in how you speak, how you set boundaries, how you bounce back after hard days. And it's something you can build, one small choice at a time. If you're still watching and feel that these insights are meaningful, please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. Now, when you truly know who you are, it becomes much easier to stop living on everyone else's emotional roller coaster. You stop reacting out of habit, and instead, you respond with intention. That's a quiet kind of freedom, and it leads us right into the next powerful truth emotionally strong seniors live by. They choose their inner circle carefully. You see, by the time you've reached 60 or 70, you've met a lot of people. Some have lifted you up. Others, well, let's just say, they left you drained. Maybe they were full of gossip. Maybe they only came around when they needed something. Maybe they were negative, critical, or just plain exhausting. And for years, maybe you kept those relationships going out of guilt, or history, or habit. But emotionally strong seniors don't keep people in their lives just because of how long they've known them. They pay attention to how someone makes them feel now. Do they feel respected after a phone call? Lighter after a visit? Or do they feel like their energy's been chipped away, little by little? One gentleman I met recently, let's call him Joe, told me something that stuck with me. He said, "At this age, I don't need a crowd. I need peace." Joe used to say yes to every family dinner, even when it meant sitting next to his brother-in-law who never had a kind word to say. He'd leave feeling small, criticized, and frustrated. One day, he decided that was enough. He didn't make a big scene. He just started saying no. Politely, calmly, but firmly. And guess what? His peace returned. That's not selfish, that's self-respect. Emotionally strong people know that life is too short to keep pouring energy into one-sided relationships. They surround themselves with people who are kind, supportive, and real. And if they don't have many of those people around, they're not afraid to spend time alone. In fact, many of them have discovered something beautiful: solitude isn't the same as loneliness. There's a quiet confidence in being comfortable in your own company. Sitting on the porch with a cup of tea. Taking a walk without needing anyone to talk to. Reading, journaling, thinking, breathing. Some of the strongest seniors I know have learned to treat time alone not as a punishment, but as a gift. A chance to reset. To center themselves. To listen to their own heart again, after years of listening to everyone else's needs. Because here's the thing, emotional strength isn't about building walls, it's about setting clear gates. You decide who gets to come in. Who gets your time. Your energy. Your trust. And you don't let guilt make those choices for you anymore. But this kind of strength also shows up in the quiet moments when no one else is around. Which brings us to another important truth: emotionally strong seniors talk kindly to themselves. Yes, the voice inside your own head matters more than you think. And for many people, that voice has been a critic for far too long. Maybe you've caught yourself thinking things like, "I'm too old for that," or "I should have done more with my life," or "Why can't I get it together like I used to?" These thoughts creep in, especially when we're tired or discouraged. And over time, they chip away at your spirit. But emotionally strong people have learned how to catch those thoughts and replace them. Not with fake positivity, but with gentle truth. With grace. With kindness. Instead of, "I'm too old," they tell themselves, "I'm just getting started." Instead of, "I'm falling apart," they say, "I'm still here, still learning, still growing." One woman I deeply admire, her name is Carol, told me she starts every morning with a few words of encouragement in the mirror. Just a simple, "You're doing great. You've made it through so much. You've got this." She said it felt silly at first, but over time, that voice became her default. Not a critic, but a coach. A friend. It's not about pretending life is perfect. It's about choosing to be on your own side. And that, my friend, is one of the most powerful things you can do. Because when your own inner voice becomes kind, it's much harder for outside voices to knock you down. And that's the heart of emotional strength, isn't it? It's not about never feeling upset. Or never having a bad day. It's about bouncing back faster. Protecting your peace. Refusing to hand over your power just because someone else is in a bad mood. You begin to notice what affects your energy and what restores it. You start choosing your words more carefully, not just the words you speak to others, but the words you whisper to yourself. You become your own calm in the middle of life's chaos. There's a kind of quiet power in that. A sense of unshakable calm that doesn't come from pretending everything's fine, but from knowing that you can handle whatever comes. Not because you're trying to prove anything. Not because you're trying to please anyone. But simply because you've lived enough life to know what really matters and what doesn't. So whether it's letting go of toxic relationships, protecting your time, or simply changing how you speak to yourself in the mirror each morning, every small shift you make builds your strength. You don't need to shout. You don't need to argue. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. You already have it. And that kind of emotional strength? It's not flashy. It doesn't always get noticed. But it's the kind that lasts. It carries you through the ups and downs. It keeps your head clear and your heart full. And once you begin to grow it, no one can take it away from you. Now, there's one more powerful truth emotionally strong seniors live by, and it may be the most important of all. They forgive more, not because others always deserve it, but because they themselves deserve peace. You've lived long enough to know that life doesn't always play fair. People disappoint us. Friends drift away. Family says hurtful things. Sometimes the ones we loved most are the ones who left the deepest scars. And when we hold on to that pain, when we replay old arguments, or carry the weight of what should have been said, or done, or fixed, it doesn't hurt them. It only keeps hurting us. But emotionally strong people don't let that weight follow them into their golden years. They make a quiet decision, not to excuse bad behavior, not to pretend it didn't matter, but to stop carrying what no longer serves them. They say, "This pain had its time. I'm done reliving it. I choose peace over bitterness." Forgiveness isn't a one-time act. It's a practice. Sometimes it happens in tiny pieces. You might wake up one morning and just feel a little lighter. Or you hear a certain name, and instead of anger rising up, you just breathe and let it go. That's emotional strength. That's the power of letting go, not for them, but for you. And when you reach that place of peace, something beautiful happens. You make more room for joy, for laughter, for presence. You stop wasting precious energy on the past and start living fully in the now. Because at this point in life, the most valuable thing you have isn't what happened years ago. It's the time you still have, and how you choose to feel in it. And let's be honest, you've earned your peace. You've worked hard. You've made sacrifices. You've taken care of others, even when no one was taking care of you. You've survived heartbreak, loss, change, uncertainty. And yet here you are, still standing. Still growing. That alone is proof of your strength. So now, in this chapter, it's time to live by your own rules. To choose calm over chaos. Reflection over reaction. Self-respect over guilt. And joy, always joy, over bitterness. That doesn't mean every day will be easy. There will still be moments that test you. Times when someone says something that hits a nerve. Times when old insecurities creep in. But now, you'll know how to pause. You'll remember your worth. You'll remember that not every invitation deserves your RSVP, especially when it's an invitation to stress, drama, or self-doubt. You'll remember that you're allowed to choose who gets your time. That it's okay to outgrow relationships. That you can love someone and still step back. That you can be kind and still say no. That your voice matters, even if it's quiet. Even if no one else claps for it. And the best part? This strength you're building doesn't just benefit you. It ripples out. When others see you're calm, it gives them permission to slow down too. When your grandkids see you setting boundaries, they learn how to honor themselves. When friends watch you forgive, or walk away with grace, or speak to yourself with love, it teaches them a different way to live. A healthier way. A wiser way. You become a lighthouse, steady, grounded, guiding others not by force, but by example. So if you've ever felt like life has pushed you around, if you've felt overlooked, dismissed, misunderstood, if you've wondered whether it's too late to feel truly confident and calm, let me remind you of something. You are not powerless. You never were. The strength you need is already inside you. It's in the way you've overcome challenges. It's in the way you keep showing up. It's in every breath you take that says, I choose peace today, no matter what happens around me. And even if the world around you doesn't change, you can. You can become your own safe place. Your own anchor. Your own source of quiet joy. So today, take a moment to check in with yourself. Breathe deeply. Ask, what do I need less of in my life? Who drains me? What old pain am I ready to let go of? And just as important, what brings me joy? Who makes me feel seen, and respected, and light? Then start building a life that reflects those answers. One kind word at a time. One boundary at a time. One deep breath at a time. And as you do, you'll feel it, that solid, quiet strength rising up in you. The kind that can't be shaken by gossip or criticism or petty drama. The kind that holds its head high and its heart open. The kind that's not loud, but is unshakable. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this message touched your heart, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know, which of these truths spoke to you the most? Have you been practicing any of them already in your own life? And if this video helped you in any way, please give it a like. It really supports the channel and helps more kind souls like you find this content. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more videos that inspire strength, peace, and joy in your golden years. You're stronger than you think. And you're never too old to take back your peace. Here's to living boldly, loving deeply, and letting no one, and I mean no one, drag you down. You've got this.